Prince Andrew biographer says disgraced Duke must be one of the most unpopular figures in Britain. Royal watchers are waiting with bated breath for a new tell-all biography about Prince Andrew to be published. The book is being written by Scots author Andrew Lownie, whose previous works have exposed numerous royal secrets. In the Mountbattens, Their Lives and Loves, he wrote about Dickie Mountbatten's film star looks and ruthless self-promotion and his popular royal by the IRA in 1979. He also exposed further sordid secrets about Prince Philip's uncle and wrote about his wife Edwina's love affair with former Indian Prime Minister Nehru. And in Traitor King, The Scandalous Exile of the Duke and Duchess of Windsor, he traced the post-abdication story of the former King Edward VIII and his American divorcee wife Wallis Simpson, including the royal shutout by his family, their links to the Nazis and how Edward tried to shut down the investigation into the murder of a close friend. Hello viewers, please remember to subscribe and click on the notifications bell icon, so you will be notified whenever we upload new cookies about the British royal family. All this means that his biography on the Duke of York is likely to be packed with secrets and skeletons from the closets at Royal Lodge. Although last year Lownie revealed that Andrew's papers were being kept under wraps until 2065, in line with British government rules. This is the mark of a banana republic and not a mature democracy, he fumed. But the author, who is based in Edinburgh, is still likely to turn up plenty of juicy information about Andrew, including fresh details on his friendship with the convicted paedophile Jeffrey Epstein and the years he spent as a UK trade envoy. Writing on X recently, one user said, Andrew Lownie is a critical thinker and meticulous researcher. His work is second to none. Always pause to hear his latest updates. His readers are waiting on the release of his book on Prince Andrew. The author himself has given some clues about his own opinion on the Duke of York, including in an interview with ABC News in Australia a few weeks ago to discuss the row over Royal Lodge. He said, "The last thing Andrew has left now is his status as a member of the royal family. Everything else, he's lost. And so he's hanging on desperately to this. Charles can see it doesn't look good. I mean, Andrew must be one of the most unpopular figures in Britain." Lownie also spoke about the close bond Andrew had with his mother Queen Elizabeth, who protected him as much as possible while she was still alive. He had his mother around his little finger and every time there was a problem he just ran to her, so the dynamics have changed, he said. Charles now calls the shots and, I think it's payback time. Meanwhile, when it emerged the National Portrait Gallery was set to acquire a photograph from Prince Andrew's fateful Newsnight interview, the author also had strong views on the story. He told Mail Online, "I am sure Prince Andrew is not going to be happy with this because the interview was not his finest moment. But the interview and the photograph is a piece of history. This is an iconic image, and should be in the collection. The gallery's job is to record images and history and this photograph is part of that." Andrew's Newsnight encounter has been dramatized in the new Amazon Prime show A Very Royal Scandal, which stars Michael Sheen as the Prince and Ruth Wilson as Ms. Maitlis and was released last Thursday. An insider at the royal estate previously told the Daily Telegraph, "There was no screaming or shouting. Philip told him in no uncertain terms that he had to step down for the sake of the monarchy." Philip doesn't like trial by the media, but he's realistic enough to realize that Andrew's actions were a danger to the very fabric of the royal family. They described the conversation as tense and that Philip had told Andrew he had to take his punishment. King Charles, then the Prince of Wales and heir to the throne, used the situation as an opportunity to demonstrate his power in the family too. He had been increasing his number of public engagements while the Queen gradually reduced hers. Charles reportedly read the Riot Act to his younger brother after summoning him to a meeting at the royal estate after returning from a trip to New Zealand. He told Andrew there was no way back into the family in the near future and echoed Philip's request for him to step down from public duties. A source previously told The Sun, It was all very civilized and calm, but Charles calmly read him the Riot Act and told him there was no way back for him in the near future. Andrew thought he was being treated harshly as nothing has yet been proved against him, but he accepted the decision. He really had little choice. Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson's family living room we never see. The Duke and Duchess of York reside at Royal Lodge at Windsor. Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson might have divorced almost 30 years ago, but the Duke and Duchess of York continue to share a close bond, and the former couple live together at Royal Lodge, a £30 million property in the heart of Windsor Great Park in Berkshire. Prince Andrew and Sarah, both 64, have lived at the royal residence since 2004 when his late mother, Queen Elizabeth II, granted the Duke to lease to the property the year prior, under the expectation that renovations would be undertaken to repair, renew, uphold, clean and keep in repair, and where necessary rebuild the home. More recently, Andrew's brother, King Charles, is said to be applying pressure on him to vacate the property and instead move to nearby residency, Frogmore Cottage, the former home of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Royal Lodge, a 19th-century Grade II listed building, sits on 90 acres of land and has more than 30 rooms, including 7 bedrooms and a saloon. But we rarely get a glimpse inside the home. One room we never get to see is their family living room. One photo from inside the private royal residency shows how palatial the lounge rooms are at Royal Lodge. There are numerous sofas scattered around the room which are draped in green, pink and red paisley patterns. The room also boasts an enormous Persian-style rug in order to add soft furnishings and comfort underfoot. The ceilings are sky-high and the walls leading up to the room have been kept traditional with arched panels, making way for hanging portraits and paintings. Meanwhile, an enormous chandelier hangs from the ceiling, adding even more glamour and a touch of royalty. Though it's likely that Prince Andrew and Sarah, Duchess of York, who are parents to Princesses Beatrice and Eugenie, have updated the interiors and decor, it's certainly likely that the traditional elements including its regal style have remained to ensure the home holds on to its authenticity. Windsor was one of Her late Majesty's favourite residencies, second only to Balmoral Castle in Scotland. Also on the grounds is a chapel which is dear to the family. Services at the church have been held there in recent times, while Prince Andrew's grandparents King George VI and the Queen Mother regularly worshipped at the chapel while they lived at Royal Lodge during their time as the Duke and Duchess of York. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and drop comments, and most importantly don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything.